Let's see if we can fit our big heads in there. Hey guys, welcome to Massive Iron Live. It's the last day of February. What is it? Leap year? Leap year day?
You get 29.
Yes, we get a bonus day today, so you better do something constructive or I'm going to tell your mommy.
Or it could be a free day.
It's a free day. Calories don't count today. You don't have to exercise. You don't even have to be nice to people today. What's going on, guys? Massive Iron. My wife's joining me. We're going to go for a 4-hour run after we're done. So you can ask her questions if you want about me, or you could just kind of post things to annoy her. Give me a shout out. Let me know where you guys are at. I'll be on for about an hour. You guys just post up your questions. Any questions? Nutrition, diet, supplementation, lifting. Thank you very much for stopping by. Appreciate your support. Any questions on anything, you can ask off-topic questions for my wife about me if you want to know all my hidden secrets. We're going to hit up the 4-hour run when we're done. What's going on, New Jersey? What's going on, Gladiator? What's going on, Tom in Cleveland? Tom's not too far away. Just to let you guys know, my website, superlivingtoday.com, superlivingtoday.com. You can head over there and get some snazzy t-shirts. I got some new shirts. What's going on, Bert? Daniel just ran 4 miles. Head over to my website, superlivingtoday.com. We got my courses, my books, my shirts, exercise form assessment. Of course, my clients never know that I told my wife when I get out of here, my clients start messaging me. If you guys need coaching, I have coaching slots available. Instagram, at Ben the Barman, at Ben the Barman, at Ben the Barman, at Ben the Barman on Instagram. All right, post up your questions. What's going on, Holland? And Daniel says, just finished 4 miles. You're putting me to shame. I am not fast. My wife considers me to be like a bulldozer. You turn me on and I just keep moving forward for like 4 hours. Is that right?
Yes, he just keeps going for 12 hours even, but
Yeah.
slow and
12
steady
hours.
pace.
The destroyer of all. Which is your weight? I haven't stepped on the scale in about a month, to be honest with you.
Which is your weight?
Yeah, so. Taze, can you give us your workout for that glorious beard? I would say the magical formula is at least 1 cigar a month.
Okay.
It has to be, one quality cigar a month. You have to enjoy really quality whiskey or scotch, Russian Imperial stouts, and any beer over 7%. Right?
And have a lovely wife.
Yes. She'll tell you I'm only 5'2" because everybody asks my height on the internet. I'm actually sitting on a chair, a booster chair.
Then I must be real small.
What's going on, France? What's going on, Fabian? The destroyer of all. How old is your wife? She looks young. I am 52. You're only 22, right?
Yes. Does that matter?
Yeah. Well, how old are you? They all want to know. I told them they could ask off-topic questions.
I am 43.
43. Yes. So I look 52. She looks 23. So yeah, we don't mind the off-topic questions. What's going on, Croatia? I'll be on as long as you guys have questions. So please post your training, diet, nutrition, supplement questions, whatever you want. I'll stay on as long as you guys have questions. I kind of sprung this on you guys this morning, so we'll give it a chance to warm up, and we'll just wait for them to flow in. 22, no way. She looks 18 at the oldest. Yep, 18. Robbed her straight out of high school in Australia. For those of you that don't know, we both lost 100 pounds. My wife lost 100 pounds as well. Right?
Yes, true.
Yeah.
And I have too much wisdom to be that young.
She says she has a lot of wisdom. I would agree. Derek wants to know, have you gotten in your daily cardboard intake? Actually, right below the phone, you would not believe this, but we're in my wife's shop, because back in my office it's freezing. But right below this phone, it's being propped up by a cardboard Kleenex box. So after we are done, we're actually going to eat the box, and then we're going to go run. So yeah. the destroyer of all. How much can you squat? I'm not squatting for squat max right now. Um, I just go into the gym, and I was squatting 2 to 3 times a week last month, and I would say it's been about 6 days since I squatted, and
Uh-huh.
I really don't push it these days. I just go in and do a couple sets a day. So
I just put you on my back and squat.
yeah. See, Tim, are you still a fan of 2 days a week training? Well, I will say 2 days per week can work. Absolutely. Um, you can. I have a client right now that just bought a house that wants me to put together a 2 day a week program for them, and you can get a lot out of a 2 day a week program. I don't believe it's always optimal, but I believe you can maintain, um, and it can be optimal. You might have to put in a little bit more daily volume to get as much out of it as possible, but I hope that helps some. Let's see, Jeffrey. I have coffee, and she does not have coffee.
I got a water because that's heaps more healthy.
Yeah, heaps more healthy. Jeffrey, pain in my left elbow after triceps workout. I warm up, but pain's still there. Should I complete the workout? Jeffrey, you got to see your doctor. I don't know anything about the nature of the pain. Sometimes elbow issues can contribute to pain, or the triceps exercises can contribute to pain. So I'm trying to look here. I don't know what kind of triceps exercises you're doing. You might want to lighten the weight. Maybe look at some different exercises. If you're doing skull crushers, maybe set them aside for a while. Maybe focus on close grip bench presses, cable tricep extensions, and see if those are any better for you. And see a doctor about the elbow. Let's see. Balkan. Predictions on the Arnold Strongman. Go. Who's going to win the Arnold Strongman?
I don't even know who's in it.
She's so clueless.
I don't know the names or even what they look like.
Yeah, they're like all 6'9", 400 pounds. Honestly,
The muscliest one with the best proportions.
yes, the muscliest one with the best proportions. She thinks we're talking about bodybuilding.
Aren't we?
No, we're talking about strongman. I
The
really,
one with the biggest belly.
yeah, yes, the one with the biggest humongous belly. I don't actually follow strongman. I haven't followed it this year, so I'm sorry to say I'm not sure. Slim 56. I'm restarting running after a calf and ankle injury. I'm working towards a full marathon this October. Do you recommend continuing 2 day leg training? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not a fan of changing your training when you add in endurance running. Just keep it the same. Your body will adapt. Give it about a month. People have been concerned this is actually 300 days we've been running 50 kilometers a week. And people have been concerned that I'm going to lose mass, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to lose strength, all that kind of stuff. And it does take some time for your body to adapt, but your body will adapt. You want to listen to your body, and if anything is unusual, just change it. Change the volume, change a few pieces. I don't like to have tons of leg soreness. I don't like to squat the day before I run, but I've certainly done it. And, it's really just about girding up your big, juicy testicles and getting out there and doing it. Right?
Big, juicy, and massive?
Yeah, by the way, I got a new t-shirt, Big Juicy Massive, over at superlivingtoday.com. Go get you one. Let's see here. My clients are blowing up my phone. They don't really subscribe to my channel, apparently. Just kidding. Mike Snyder, age 54. You've helped me lose 35 pounds, now down to 230. Way to go, Mike. Keep it up. Keep fighting. And, I'm really glad to see that. That's really what this is all about for me, seeing you guys reach your goals. Keep the questions coming, guys. I'll stay on as long as you want. It's cold outside. We're going to do a 4-hour run after this, so the more questions you have, the warmer it will be outside.
I'll have to run like 30 Ks.
Yeah. Gladiator, would it be harmful for a guy to maintain a large calorie deficit, say eating about 1,400 calories a day for a short period of time in order to lose some weight quickly? My main concern, Gladiator, is healthy lifestyle. Those that maintain a healthy weight, have transitioned to a different way of eating. So if you can right now sustain your weight, and you're aware of, hey, was I binge eating? Hey, was I eating too much sugar or flour? If you're aware of the things that were causing you to gain weight, then in the short run, if you want to pull your calories back a little bit, but you know where you're going to go after that, and you're confident that you can stay in that healthy lifestyle, then yes, you can. But if you're going to, eat in a larger calorie deficit, you need to maximize your food choices, right? You need to get in a lot of micronutrients, vegetables, fruits, meats, healthy fats. You got to get the most out of it. So
1400 so low.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
But you can't eat any crap. You can't eat any crap. Eat good. Hope that helped. The destroyer of all. Do you think Hafthor Bjornsson will lift 501 kg at the Arnold? Actually, like I said, I don't follow strongman. I have no doubt these guys are, how do you say it? So big and girthy and chemically.
Enhanced?
Don't say that. I have no doubt things are going to get crazier and crazier. Taze, okay, serious question. I have only started lifting for 5 to 6 months, but for some reason, I have been stuck at 110 pounds for 3 reps for about 2 months now. What lift? Let me know what lift. If you've only been lifting for 5 to 6 months, you shouldn't be doing low rep sets. Whatever you're doing at 110 pounds for 3 reps, you need to get some volume in. Okay, you need to stop training with that degree of intensity, because that provides no value at all for you right now. Glow up. Hey guys, I'm 45-year-old male and I've lost 82 pounds since February. Way to go. Nice job. I'm trying to build muscle. Do I keep doing compounds 3 days per week, or should I switch it up to keep growing? You don't need to switch anything up, right? That's old school bodybuilding nonsense. Watch all my videos on muscle building to stick to the basics, and focus on getting a lot stronger than you are now. Focus on starting your workouts with compounds, and once you're fatigued, moving on to other exercises. I've made so many videos about this, but it is about focus on compounds, about getting a lot stronger than you are now, about consistency, having a progression approach, and nailing your nutrition. You don't need to switch up anything. That's nonsense. And anybody that tells you it is, they're just caught in some old school dogmatic pile of nonsense. How you doing?
I'm good.
They're not asking you any questions.
Because I'm boring.
If you want to go sew or something, we don't want to keep you here and bore you to death. Jeffrey says, thanks, close grip bench. I'll try it. Okay, just let me know how it goes, Jeffrey. Taze, I work bench twice a week, and I have really long arms, and I don't think I should be plateauing. Taze, you need to stop doing the low rep work. That's not providing any value. You need to do volume. You get in your benches, your dumbbell benches, your close grip benches, get your triceps a lot stronger than you are, get your back a lot stronger than you are, and stop training your bench under 5 rep sets. Stop it. And I'm not being harsh, but you don't need to do that. That's not going to help you get stronger or bigger. You need volume, you need time under tension, you need to get your reps up to 8 to 10%, and you need to try to progress in that range. And if you're plateauing, you got to make sure your diet's in check as well. All right, I'm going to let you answer this one. Ready?
Wow.
Mike Snyder says, if I'm still making small gains on a program, should I switch to another program or continue?
Just continue, because you're already making gains.
Right.
And if you switch too much, people think that switching to a different program is going to make bigger gains, but it's not. It's consistency.
Right.
I do listen.
Programs really don't matter as much. And look, small gains, here's what you guys need to understand, and I hope this helps some. If your bench is, say, 200 by 6, and you only add one rep every 2 weeks, at the end of the year, you've packed on like 70 pounds to your bench press. Okay. If you're beyond the beginner stage, small gains in reps add up to big progress over the year. If you're not making enough gains muscle-wise, then it's likely not the problem. The program is not the problem. And that's something you need to understand.
You told me this the other day when we were running, remember? If you put on so much in the bar every single week or 2 weeks, then you in 12 months you'll be lifting this much heavier.
Right. As far as strength gains, one of the problems, sometimes I get on my clients for adding 10 pounds to a lift. And I have to remind them that if you had 5 pounds a week, that's 260 pounds a year. If you only add a rep every 2 weeks to a set, that's usually like 50 to 75 pounds a year. But if you're not building muscle, it's not the program. And you need to watch my videos on building muscle and the basics. The destroyer of all, who is your favorite bodybuilder? Who's your favorite bodybuilder?
You? I don't know anybody.
What's my competition record in bodybuilding?
Isn't it? You just have to look hot.
No, it's a sport.
I know. I don't know anybody.
Do you know Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, but he's really old.
Let me hear you talk like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, I don't know if it's the only word I know.
She just killed this channel. My favorite bodybuilder of all time is Tom Platz. Back in the era when the bodybuilding magazines, when there was only like Flex and Muscle and Fitness and stuff. And I know Tom Platz is really old and old school and stuff like that, but look, everybody was focused on chest and biceps, and Platz was doing his own thing. And it's always refreshing to see somebody that's swimming the opposite direction of the crowd, because whatever it is, my wife's a seamstress. And I like music, and I dabble in music, and I dabble in painting. The people that are doing things that the other people aren't usually have something nice to contribute, right? They have something interesting to contribute to our understanding of the sport. And I think Platz really expanded my appreciation for bodybuilding, because he was like, I'm going to do my own thing, and I'm going to be my own man. And I always appreciated that and still do. And after that, probably Dorian Yates, just because Dorian was, a monster. Dorian took bodybuilding. It was like the last era of bodybuilding that was in this dungeon, right? With this griminess and this chalk and this reality. It was no frills and no bullshit and no fakes and filters and phonies and all the crap we see nowadays. And I appreciate that. Keep posting your question, guys. We'll stay rocking as long. Let's see. Brandon says that's a fine looking couple right there. Yep. I got the bags under my eyes from not sleeping too much. I'm tired as crap. It's cold. My skin is dry.
I'm surprised I don't look like a raccoon.
I'm the same color as the back wall.
Because you snore so much last night. It's true.
Let's see. Judd Traverse says, why do fatties think that their bodies and unhealthy lifestyles should be celebrated? Well, look, let's pull this away from that term for a minute, and all life should be celebrated. All people, human life is a beautiful thing. I mean, we think about, I'm a space nerd, and astrophysics is what I studied in college before I got kicked out. But it's true. But we keep looking for, my clients are spamming me and they don't know I'm live. Not spamming me. I'm just joking. We keep searching for life, and it's hard to find life in space. We know it's out there somewhere, right? But it's we hope.
How is this relating to that?
Well, I'll get to
Okay.
it. Life is a rare thing, right? And down here on Earth, we get in all these clusterfucks of, stupidity, wasting each other's time. Obviously, life has an inherent value, right? And people have the right to do whatever they want with their life. But all I will say, and this has nothing to do with fat acceptance or obesity or anything. It's just life in general. Love is an action. Saying you love something is meaningless, right? Those are words. Action is love, right? Love is action. So if you love something, you're going to take action and take care of it. You cannot abuse somebody and then say you love them. You cannot, and it gets more complex with the human body. Sometimes we want to change, we don't know how to change. And those people aren't bad for not always knowing how to change. There's a lot of people out there that want to change and lose weight and build muscle. They don't know how. They're not bad people.
I think a lot of them then just accept because they don't know how to, or it's hard, they find it hard, or they have other struggles in their life, and they just accept. And why should they not love themselves? It's a good positive thing rather than feeling so down and depressed.
The issue is when somebody confuses self-love. You can love yourself and you can do whatever you want with your body. The issue is when somebody confuses that with healthy. There are many things we do to our body that are not healthy. Smoking, alcohol abuse, food abuse, that's not healthy. You can love your body, or you can love yourself and love smoking. Hey, go right ahead. But let's not lie and pretend it is healthy, because we're reasonable, rational, intelligent adults. We know that's bullshit. 69 Camaro, thanks for all you do. Thanks for all you do.
I do a lot.
Without her, I'd be a hot mess. I'm telling you right now.
Just lie somewhere and die.
Yeah, just lie up and die. I'll lie around and die. Fabian, I have begun your drop 5 system 10 days ago. It's quite challenging. That's good. Stick with it. Give it some time. Give your body about a month to adapt, and hope you see good results. The destroyer of all. Are you an endomorph? All that stuff is nonsense. Endomorph, ectomorph, mesomorph. It's bull. It's been, that whole concept has been adopted by the fitness industry and raped and turned into something it's not. The original concept was that we are a combination lock of these 3 things, and this was just this guy's the somatotyping was just his way of creating. That's his theory, right, on personalities and body types and crap. So if you want to know what I was out of high school, I was small boned, small wrist, skinny fat, 155 pounds. I couldn't bench 95 pounds for 3 reps. I had no speed. I had no power. I was a weak sack of crap. And that's the honest
You were a
truth.
little flower.
Yeah. Somebody sent me a photo.
Wait a minute, not want to see that.
Chio 1761. Hi, how does not increase strength while maintaining or losing weight? Hi, how does not increase strength while maintaining or losing weight? I don't understand the question. I'm going to try to interpret that. I don't know if you're losing.
Or how do I?
How do I not?
How do I increase?
How do you increase strength? Somebody's blowing up my phone.
I think it could be just.
How do you increase strength while maintaining or losing weight? There's no magic answer to that. None at all. Weight loss. You have to, when you're trying to lose weight, all you can do in the gym is focus on what you can control, and that's your effort. Okay. Focus on your effort. During weight loss, your goal is to lose weight. And you can't expect to build a 300-pound bench press while you're losing weight. It's ridiculous, and it's wrong to think that. Yes, you could experience beginner strength gains while losing weight. That's highly possible. But I repeat this over and over again. You have to focus on what you can control. You can control your calorie intake so you lose weight, and you can control your effort in the gym with a focus on progressive overload, and that's all you can control, and that's all you can focus on, and beyond that, there's no magic. Let's see. Darren, I'm not the biggest, strongest, or fastest person. I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest, and I'm surely not the fastest.
I'm fast.
But I have a huge passion for fitness, and that matters the most. How do you recommend someone transitioning to a career in fitness, currently in sales? There are many careers in fitness. I've often thought about, I've helped a few people get into YouTube fitness. Really, one of the best ways to get into fitness is YouTube fitness. but you have to know who you are and what you're passionate about, and you have to know some stuff about SEO, search engine optimization, and you have to have a monetization plan and all this kind of good stuff. But
I was
it,
like, what then?
yeah. But look, personal training, at some commercial gym, there's too many of those, and most of them don't know what they're doing, and they're not making decent money, from what I can understand. It's a complex question. It's something that somebody experienced like myself, who has been around fitness professionals. I'm better off sitting down with you one on one and giving you some advice. All I can really say, if you're passionate about it, get your education in, know what you don't know, focus on what you do know and what you do like. You don't have to be big, you don't have to be strong, you don't have to be fast, you don't have to be an ultra runner. All you need is a passion to help people, and find an avenue to help people that is satisfying to you. My dog's
Peanut.
barking at somebody walking by. Shut your mouth. Hey, get over here, Peanut.
Peanut.
Come on.
Come here.
I hope that helps some.
She's laying in the sunshine.
My dog's laying in the sunshine. Hey, Fiona, how much do you bench?
I'm not very strong at all.
What did you bench this week?
On the big bar thing.
Yeah, on the big bar thing.
Do you remember what we popped on it?
I don't know. She benches
Maybe
up to like 75 by
the
10.
most I've ever done is like 95.
Yeah,
I'm not that strong.
I mean, in
Really.
the years we've been together, our lifting has been more inconsistent, especially with all the running. So that's about it.
I could be a little bit stronger if I was more consistent, but I just go there just to really stay fit and healthy.
Yeah, right now, the last month and a half, we've been focused on progressive overload for her, and
I don't try to do super strong.
we're going really
stuff.
slow, really consistent, but slow and steady with her. So we'll see. Travis, always hearing about meal timing. It's nonsense. Is there really any benefit to this? No, it's nonsense. I mean, there's some scientific information that about post-workout nutrition, stuff like that. But look, the reality is consistency is king. Um, there's all these studies about will eating here, there, and everywhere give you 1%, increase. No, look, it doesn't matter in the long run. Don't overthink this stuff. It doesn't. The human body is going to take care of you. You get a lot stronger than you are now. What's most important is consistency, right? We need to be obsessed about consistency, consistent calories, consistent protein intake. Far too many people that come to me are inconsistent. I had a gentleman this week who said, "Help, I can't gain weight." I said, "How many calories are you eating per day?" He said, "I don't know how much cardboard I'm eating per day." Oh, he didn't speak English, so he said cardboard. And it was kind of funny. but But that's pretty normal. Folks don't know how many calories they're eating per day. They don't have control. Look, planning opens the door for results. You have to plan to some degree what you're going to eat, how many calories you're going to eat, how many calories you need, what kind of protein you need. If you don't, then you're in trouble. But if you are on that boat, don't worry about meal timing. Eat when you're hungry. Get in your fruits and vegetables. Use the 80-20 rule, 80% good, 20% bad, and you'll be good, right, Fiona?
Perfect.
All right, Fiona's going to answer this next question. David Alomia, 8 to 12 is also safer, less injury risk because the weight is not as heavy for beginners.
Oh, 8 to 10 is safer.
For beginners.
Reps. Yeah, I go 8 to 15. But then if I can do like a lot more, I upper.
Well, we don't do max rep stuff.
I've never done that.
I trained from 1986 to 2007, and I had no idea what powerlifting was. And my bench press got up to 430, estimated. I was doing 120s by 5s to 8s on overhead press, seated dumbbell overhead press.
Oh, yeah.
Look, get strong on reps.
Just whack another plate on the pole thing.
Yeah, the pole thing, the barbell. Get strong on reps, folks. Get strong on reps. That's the way to build muscle. That's the way to build long-term strength. Let's see, the destroyer. In a year, my PR in squat started with 60 kilograms. At the end of the year, is 170. I'm 18. Am I a freak? Nope, that's normal. That's what everybody should be experiencing.
But keep being a freak.
You're a freak in that you actually made it happen.
Yes.
Because after my first year and a half of squatting, I was up to 365. I went from 0 to 365 in a year and a half. That's normal. That should be normal.
18-year-old kids do that, though?
That should be normal. And if I was training you, it would be normal because I would be pushing you to do that. So good job. You're not a freak. You're just doing what you should be doing. Sebastian, how many years of training should it take to reach 140 kilogram squat? 1. That's my opinion. 1 year. 1 year of training. That's about
140
a 315 squat. I believe if you're training right, that should be the norm. 1 year. And people are going to disagree with me, but I've trained with people that want it, and I've trained with people that are struggling a little bit. If I was training you, that would be the goal for a year. That would be my goal for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what do we got next? Lace up. Hey, Massive Iron, respectfully, your sweets is very pretty. How did you guys meet? She started stalking me on Instagram, and thank you.
I didn't. I messaged you once.
Well, look, we both lost 100
Out of
pounds.
blue.
We both lost 100 pounds.
A very nice way.
Yes, she messaged me and said, "You're a quite striking chap."
It was not like that. It was like, oh, I've noticed you did this blah blah crap, and I did it too, and blah blah.
Yeah.
And then I thought you would just blow me off and
The reality,
even message me back.
the reality is like I was sitting around one day, and this beautiful woman sends me a text. I'm like, she's got to be a man or something, or this is a fake account. So she sends me a message, and I'm like, all right,
yeah.
Let's video chat because I want to get that over with right away. I want to make sure. That she wasn't a man because there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just not in the mint, right?
You
So
called me straight away.
Yeah, and once I found out she was really a woman, it was game on.
You're like, I just want to make sure you are you who are in the pictures. That's you.
Yeah, catfishing is a real thing. What's going on, Canada? Let's see, Brandon. Do you have a favorite ultra runner? Mine is Kilian Jornet from Spain. Do I have a favorite ultra runner? I don't know that I have a favorite ultra runner, but I do have an ultra running obsession. That's probably with the Barkley marathons.
He makes me watch a lot of
Yeah, I watch a lot of running documentaries and videos on the Barkley marathons. I just find it very interesting. It's an insane race where they don't have a trail and they have to kind of use a compass. And they don't sleep for 60 hours, and they're trying to make it, point A to point B, and find books in the middle of the woods.
Not get lost.
So, I think I don't really have a favorite runner, but I like the sport. I like the trails. I mean, one of the fun things for us is doing new races.
I like
new trails, and each one's very unique.
It's just really exciting than doing the same old board. Even if it's crappy, it's just fun.
Yeah, even if it's crappy, once you get it done, you have a nice.
I have too much energy after.
Yeah.
Yes.
The destroyer of all. What is your favorite kind of music? Well, I cut my teeth on metal back in the 80s. Yep. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, it was Slayer, Metallica, Overkill, all that kind of stuff.
That everybody listened to.
And then I transitioned more into, Minutemen, Descendants, Replacements, non-punk, non-straight line alternative, just guys and good songwriters. And nowadays I listen to mostly guys and guitars. Damien Jurado, Sun Kill Moon.
Old man music.
Old man music. Stuff that I would write.
No, I'm just taking
Stuff similar to what I write. Jason Molina, Will Johnson, stuff like that. RC cosplay. Made it to work. First thing I do is watch the big, hairy, ugly dude. Boss ain't too happy. Fire your boss and
Get
go to work for
him to
yourself.
watch too, and he might learn something.
Yeah, he might learn something. I appreciate your support. Keep the questions coming, guys. The destroyer of all. Do you think the wrestler Lars Sullivan of WWE is natural? I wouldn't know him from your mom, to be honest with
You
you.
have to send a picture.
We don't really watch a lot of TV. Paul DeVito, do you still listen to Creator when you work out? Creator is one of the most consistent bands. Creator and Exodus. When I lift, when I was in that hardcore mood, Creator and Exodus, just the music, the aggression of the music, and she has no idea.
That weird music.
Yes, that weird devil's music.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've never heard it till I
don't do it much anymore.
Yeah.
But if I get into the powerlifting mood, and she's never actually, I don't think you've actually seen me in powerlifting mode when the headphones are in and the metal is blasting. I know Alan Roberts has. He thought I was batshit crazy.
I've seen you just lift heavy things, but you're in that kind of thing.
KO Surge sent $2. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Do you have a barbell only push pull leg 6-day program? I probably do. I mean, honestly, and this is not a non-question. I appreciate your donation. Hit me up on Instagram at Ben the Barman. At Ben the Barman. Let me know you're the guy that donated. I have to search because I've been doing this for 12 years, and I've designed literally hundreds and hundreds of programs. There's got to be something out there, so I will let you know. And if not, it's probably a good idea for a topic. What's going on, George? Just Food says hola.
Hola?
Can you say hola?
Hola.
Hola.
That's how you say it.
Yeah, she's learning Spanish.
Oh,
Slim.
I didn't know that was.
Yep. How about German? Wer ist denn das da drüben? Danke gut und dir prima.
Can you start again? There stuff.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You said the word sex there.
No, I'm speaking German.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
numbers.
10, 11, 12, 13,
Dora
14,
the
15.
Explorer does that.
I know a few languages, kind of mediocre. I mean, I took Chinese I took Chinese in college, and I can tell you, from what I remember, there's like 4 different ways to say the same word. So we won't get into that.
Well, you can baffle me.
Let's see, Slim 56. Was there ever a time since you started endurance running that you thought you couldn't do it? I found endurance running the most mentally difficult thing I've ever done. Slim, it is definitely the most mentally difficult thing I've ever done. There are times when my body is shut down. We talk about this all the time. I was at a 25K run in Bellringer State Park in Tennessee.
Tennessee, yeah.
And I've run 20K so many times, right? It's like you can do it in your sleep.
It was, yeah.
But at Bellringer at 18K, physically, I just felt sick to my stomach for no reason. And I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I had to walk the last 7 miles.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
When I was at Kakapon doing my laps, I would like be running and up the hill and stuff thinking, I don't have to do 50Ks. Why am I doing this? It feels so bad.
I want to tell you a story about this
and I'd
woman.
be running, questioning myself, and then I fight with myself when I'm up a hill vomiting, and then I walk down the hill, then I go, stop being lazy, just get back up the hill and go.
Yeah, I think the first time, like, I made 3 attempts to hit 50K, and they were in a month's period of time, and I pretty much hit 45K, and I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna. It was like crawling.
You so wanted to tap out. I was like, you ain't gonna.
It's all mental because the body is done, and what do you do when the body is done? You got to keep the mind moving. I got to tell you a story about her. We're at Cacapon, West Virginia. Brutal trail, a lot of elevation gain. It's in the heat, middle of July. Um, and she's done with like, she starts vomiting on the
I
trail.
did 4 loops to 20 miles.
I'm just like vomiting,
Yeah.
vomiting badly. Like she tossed her cookies like 20 times. We had to drag her, basically drag her back
I
to
did
the
walk.
starting point of the race. And we thought she was tapping out. And you know what? She rested, she drank, she ate, and she went out and finished 50K. That's ultra running.
Then I spewed at the end.
And then she puked again. Yeah, man, there's many times I don't think I've
9 pounds later, down.
when I did my 100-kilometer run, the second, it was in the evening at night, and we're like, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do this. And I got a little bit of rest, went out and hit 20K and finished it up. She didn't think I was going to be able to finish.
No, I didn't. I don't.
All right, keep the questions coming, guys, and sorry to derail it. I'm 145 pounds and bench 160 overhead. Bench 160, overhead press 135, and I'm still a novice. Should I continue using basic progression or change to some other periodization scheme? You don't need periodization. Basic progression, as long as it's working for you, stick with it. Check out my book, Massive Iron, for some progression options. And, basically a simple way to do it, and one of the ways I have my clients do it is, if you're doing 4 sets of 8 on overhead press, say you got 100 pounds. On the last set, push that for as many reps as you can. If you hit 10 or more reps, then add weight. So I use that last set as kind of a guiding post. So there are many ways to progress, but I wouldn't worry about periodization. Your wife is beautiful. Can I see you kiss her? We have a private channel for that where we charge $75 an hour. No. No, we good.
It's PG-13.
Yeah. Pro gamer, I need a recipe for boiling water. First step is to go to Walmart and get you some kind of a containment device, preferably with rubber handles, so you don't have to also get one of those hot pads to thing the thing, right? And then, depending on where you live, you may need to filter your water, or you may need to, just you use
Do you
tap water.
actually have water?
So you have a containment device, okay? And you need a separate device, probably to put the water in, to put in the containment device, unless you can take the containment device and put it under the faucet.
Why don't we just
And
buy
then,
a kettle?
If you're weak, you might not be able to move the containment device to the stove and or the fire if you're in the woods. All right, enough of this horse shittery. Let's see, Gareth. Would you say 1 year for 140, even if that's 2 times body weight? Well, if you're not, if your body weight's light, then yeah, that's going to be a struggle. 2 times body weight, depending on the individual, you want to build some muscle, right? So that's kind of the goal. So if you're going to get your squat up to 140 kilograms in a year, you probably should be gaining about 10 pounds of muscle, maybe 12 to 15 pounds of body weight. So your body weight should be going up as well. But it all depends. I got my squat to 365 at 180 body weight. So just for reference, it's possible. And that's not a rule. I'm not saying everybody could do that, but I think it's a reasonable goal for everybody, at least in the first a year and a half. How long have we been together? That's a question.
April 2017.
April of 2017.
We're coming up to our in March 16.
Yep, 2nd year wedding anniversary and 3 years together.
Yes.
Yep. And we don't mind off-topic questions, guys. Damien, how often can I have a nice cheat meal while maintaining appropriate macros otherwise? I don't believe in cheat meals. I don't. Unless you're, training for a bodybuilding show, I look at overall calorie intake and overall calorie average, and each day is different. I don't really care, it doesn't really matter If you want to structure it, that's absolutely fine. The important thing is, what are your goals? Okay. Are you trying to maintain weight? Then you have to keep an average calorie intake. So if you want to eat more food or eat some chips or eat a meal or whatever, you can do it as frequently as you want as long as you pull back on the other days. Okay. If you want to gain weight, build muscle, gaining about a pound a month or whatever, you just have to make sure you're not gaining too rapidly. Don't worry about it. I always recommend to my clients, you save a lot of your bad days for holidays, birthdays and celebrations and anniversaries and date nights. And
Your wife's birthday?
if you're a single guy, you can save that cheat night for the release of a new video game or your favorite new porn star made a video or what.
I was thinking you say book. I was like,
Yeah.
I was waiting for that.
Joseph, would you ever try the Manitou Incline in Manitou Springs, Colorado? I don't know what it is. I'd try anything because I'm that stupid.
We were thinking about going to Colorado.
We're doing 4 marathons in 4 days in December, and one of them is in Colorado.
In 4 states.
My sister lives in Colorado, so I'll check it out. We've done some pretty hellish incline work, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, there was a big mountain in Scotland.
We did a pretty intense hike. You can call it a run, but it's all incline. We did like 2,500 feet of incline in like something like an hour.
But I'm going to tell you, we ran awfully fast down that hill.
Yes, we did. We're like, we need some food.
Zoom. That's right. I was starving.
Exodus is great to train for. Yes, it is. Brandon.
We took 0 food and 0 water.
Yeah, because we didn't know. Brandon, is it really a big deal to hit muscles twice per week like everyone preaches? No, it's not a big deal. Because, people like to latch onto the idea that one variable is the holy grail. The problem for most people isn't training frequency. The problem are the things that I preach. Look, is there some scientific validity to training more frequently? Yes. But I've made videos on this. It's not like you're going to make 50 or 75% more gains if you train frequently. It's not like that. If you are doing everything correctly, the difference between training body part splits and frequency training over the course of 5 years is like trivial. It's trivial. So if you are focused on progressive overload using compound movements, your diet is consistent, your training is consistent, all that kind of good stuff, over the course of 5 years, it's not going to matter. It's absolutely not going to matter. And anybody that tells you otherwise doesn't understand the math of long-term training. They don't. So, and you can quote me on that. They're just latched onto some dogma. But if you look at things over the course of 5 years, it's not going to matter. And that's not just my opinion. I've spent the last 12 years working with body transformations, top natural bodybuilders and fitness celebrities and all kinds of good stuff. And honestly, 95% of them use body part splits, okay? Which tells you it's not the frequency of training that matters at the end. It's right here in consistency in training and nutrition. So never forget that. Antonio Schmidt. Antonio, your name screws me up because you're German. You're Schmidt. You're kind of German, but Antonio is a little bit Spanish. Like you're Antonio Schmidt. I don't know where you're from, Antonio. Sorry? Your name just threw me off.
I do like his name though.
Antonio Schmidt.
You wouldn't forget it.
What's the best way to periodize my strength training? That's like saying. What's the best recipe for cheese? There's no way I can answer that. Should I focus on each phase, strength and hypertrophy, or do a power building full time? Strength training involves an off season and a peaking season. The off season has to have volume, has to have time under tension, has to have work capacity. And that's where so many people are fucking up in this generation. And if you don't believe me, watch my video with Stan Efferding. We completely agree. You have to have an off season where you're building muscle, where you're doing volume, where you're not doing super intense stuff, and you're improving your work capacity. And then if you want to peak and do lower rep stuff, then you have an 8, 10, 12-week program. Okay? And that's the best way. Norb Gilbert says she is super cute. I agree, Norb. You are a man of good taste. Can she bite her lip one time without getting in trouble? If you donate $10 to this channel, I'll bite my lip.
Without getting into trouble.
So, you are silly. Norb, you know if you were sitting here if you were sitting here in the room, I'd be like, I'd probably punch you in the nuts and then give you a big snuggle. All right. First workout, 12 to 13 sets, and then 5 to 6 sets per workout, 7 to 8 workouts, too much. I have no idea.
What?
Nothing is too much if you can handle it. Programs don't matter as much as progression. That right there is not, that doesn't tell me anything. Saying you do 12 sets, you can get 100 people that can do 12 sets differently. So sets are meaningless. They're absolutely meaningless. You can go to any commercial gym and see people doing 12 to 13 sets and getting nothing out of it for 10 years. So I'm not being harsh. I'm just telling you that tells me nothing at all. RC, FYI, for anyone cutting for summer, it takes longer than one would estimate. And RC is spot on. Most people need to lose at least 10 more pounds of fat than they think. At least. Oh. It's probably more close to 15.
Trolleys?
Yes. Well, not you. Keep the questions coming, guys. Donatello. I used to be an endurance cyclist in my younger years and still ride a bike every day, mostly because I would go crazy if I didn't. Yeah, I mean, that's an important part of fitness, you know, and something that sometimes gets lost, doing what you love, right? Doing
That's true. And it feels good to be outside in the fresh air, alone in your own thoughts. Thinking.
So many people give me shit because I love powerlifting. I've competed in powerlifting. I've coached in powerlifting. I love power building. I love building muscle. But so many people give me shit because I like to run.
But you feel good doing it.
Well, at the end of the day, I like to run. And it is more satisfying seeing if I can remain strong and remain big and be a runner.
And be fit.
And I got to tell you, I'm 52. I've lost 100 pounds. I have a wonderful life. I have a dream career. And when I go into the gym, I'm stronger than everybody there. And that's not an ego thing. That's not, hey, look at me. But the point is, do what you love. I love to be strong, and I love endurance running, and I'm doing both, and I'm excelling at both. I'm not a top-level power lifter, but just do what you love. Do what you love. Everything will take care of itself. It's the people that aren't passionate about this stuff, that don't see results and never forget it. Let's see. Norb, how about touch your lips? Caress your neck.
Sitting in the back.
Norb, you're about one comment away from getting banned for life.
I don't want to go like, hi everybody, with my head in the.
Norb,
does he think you can't read?
yeah. Norb, I'm gonna be blocking you. All right, Matthew. Can I do bulldozer-style training in a full-body routine? Yes, you can. You just have to be really careful about it and only, like if I'm going to do bulldozer training, and that's rest pause training, look at my video yesterday about massive crap, or 2 days ago, about rest pause training. That's basically the fundamentals of bulldozer training. If you're going to do if you're going to do bulldozer training and you're going to do bench press on Monday, you might want to limit it to 5 mini sets. And you're probably going to be sore. So on your Wednesday full body routine, you probably need to do more of an isolation or light body weight style exercise. And then on Friday, get back to more of a moderate compound or machine. You could, but you need to be really careful because it can leave you sore. Let's see.
You're blocking my...
Look, Mr. Kill, I say this every YouTube video. I'm not blocking your questions. And if your questions don't show up, I'm not ignoring you and I'm not blocking you. YouTube doesn't always show me things. Okay. YouTube is very glitchy, especially with live video. So
Like
I will
swears or
answer every
something.
question. But if I don't answer it, I'm not seeing it. Just a reminder, guys, if you need coaching, I have slots available. Instagram at Ben the Barman, at Ben the Barman. Head over to my website, superlivingtoday.com. Tons of programs, tons of services, tons of shirts. Go over there and help yourself. All right. Jan, your opinion on caffeine and post-workout supplements in general. Um, Caffeine is kind of overblown because, look, almost all of us take caffeine, right? I'm taking caffeine right now.
But we don't take caffeine before we work out. We just have it in the morning just to kind of wake up and stay alive.
Yeah. I mean,
That's really.
I've done the thing where I've not used caffeine, where I've got off caffeine.
How did you cope?
Well, you cope okay, and then you realize I just like caffeine.
Oh, the energy
So,
drinks you would drink. Sorry.
yeah. So my opinion on caffeine, you know, workout benefit, no. I mean, really. I mean, the hype about it is just way too much. We're all on caffeine anyway. If you need a boost before a workout, take a caffeine tablet or take a pre-workout or whatever you want. I do that from time to time, right? That's okay.
Not very often.
But,
Though.
you know, some of us need it more than others, and I'm not going to generalize. Some of us sleep less, have more stressful jobs. Use it as you need it. It's not magic. It can certainly provide a boost. There are some really good pre-workouts out there. Post-workout supplements in general. Convenience. A post-workout supplement will be convenience. For me, I used to always take a shake and have some form of simple carb after a workout when I was really hardcore, my first 20 years. Nowadays, I don't worry about it as much. I just wait till dinner to eat. So it's all about goals, how many calories you need to get in and trying to fit them in. A post-workout supplement is not needed, but when you're hungry, you do need to eat. So just make sure you're fueling your body appropriately. Let's see. Chest cheater. I did deadlifts, dead hangs, chin ups with straps, hand grippers, but nothing improved my hand grip. How can I improve it? That's a good question. If the only thing you can really do is continue to try to work on your grip over a course of several years. There's different types of grip strength, right? You have the one where you're just doing a static hold, all right? Where you're, and that's mainly the type of grip strength most of us are after. You can do static holds, you can do dead hangs. Then you have like crush grip, which is the captain of crush grippers, if I'm saying that correctly. And then you have pinch grip, which is like pinching between your thumb and one finger, two fingers, or three fingers. Can you do that for them?
What do you do this for?
Yeah. And then you have that type of grip, and then that type of grip, and then that type. But really, honestly, if anything is weak, all you can do is train all forms of grip. That's all you can do, and continue to stay at it for a long period of time. Beyond that, there's nothing magic I could say. You just have to continue to attack it. And Chess, I'm not sure why you posted that 5 times. Maybe it was an accident.
Accidentally did.
Anybody that spams a channel is getting blocked. Just
What's all these? What's all those?
I'm letting you know what I do after I'm done with my video. If anybody spams a channel, I go in and mute them. So please don't do that. Please be respectful. I don't tolerate horse shit on this channel. You should know that. And if any of you fucks were in this room with me and doing that, I'd literally punch you in the fucking face for being an asshole.
I don't think they would do it if they were here.
Right. So say you were going to use the Bulgarian split squat as a main lift and you work. I wouldn't. I wouldn't use a Bulgarian split squat as a main lift. I wouldn't personally. It's not an how would I do it? Well, if you're going to use it, any exercise, the answer is the same. You want a reasonable amount of volume, and you want, some form of progressive challenge. How are you going to do that on Bulgarian split squats? I don't know because I've never used the exercise. But I don't think it's a main lift. I don't. I really don't. I think it's a finisher or an assistance movement for quad strength. But honestly, the sincere answer to the question is I don't believe it is a main lift. Can electric shocks improve grip strength? Uh, I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe.
Andre, if I only do squats, no, electric shocks. Guys, just get strong. If I only do squats, deadlifts, and lunges, will I build massive legs? I don't like questions like that because we're trying to find a new way to do something instead of the best way. If you attack squats, deadlifts, and lunges, you can definitely have some good leg work. So if you're saying that's all you can do at home, absolutely. But there are other exercises you can do at home that are of value. You probably have to really invest time in doing some quality lunge volume. You need some reasonable quality squat volume. But yeah, you could probably build legs. Isn't the best way? No. You probably want to incorporate maybe at least another exercise or maybe two in your weekly or bi-weekly regimen.
What is he spelling?
Don't.
Okay.
Um,
You missed someone's.
no, it's just
G'day,
what's going on, Mac?
guys.
Streetport, should T-bar rows always be heavy? Don't think like that. T-bar rows should be done generally probably at the lowest in the 6 rep range and generally 8 to 10, maybe higher reps if you like it. It gets to be cardio, but don't worry about heavy. Any exercise has to be progressively overloaded, so that's what you need to focus on. Max says it's hot here in Australia. Any tips on training in a hot garage?
Fan, open the door.
Not really. Air circulation, plenty of water intake. Make sure you're hydrated before you lift.
Do it late in the evening or early in the morning if you can.
Yeah, that's a big one. And make sure you're drinking something probably with
Because
electrolytes.
I would always go out running or walking when it was cooler, not hot.
Fabian says 4 marathons in 4 days. Yeah, we're doing 4 corners in America, so we're doing 1 marathon in each state of the 4 corners each day.
It's our Christmas present.
Yep, that's what we're doing for Christmas. Anna Kett, at 85 kilograms, 8 months into training, my bench is 120 kilogram and my deadlift is 180. Is my back weak? No, that sounds reasonable. That sounds reasonable to me. The only way you can tell if your back is weak is if you're really feeling sore or a lot of unusual soreness or stiffness after training. Slim, are you actually crazy enough to attempt Barkley? They'd never let me in. I'd never even finish a lap.
Just lay under a tree and die.
I'm not that crazy, no.
Doesn't no one will come and save you.
That one dude, you said for powerlifting you should do a period of strength training, then an off season for lighter weight work. No, not lighter weight work. Isn't it possible to do both? No, I think you misunderstood me. I did not say you need to do a period of strength training. It's all strength training. What you need to do in the off season is do volume and work capacity, but you're pushing for progression in volume. And then you have a peaking period, okay, where you're decreasing your assistance work, decreasing your volume of accessory work, and you're starting to use more intense weight. Ben on Adventures video topic, study hopping instead of program hopping. Too many people go from study to study. Yeah, some people are very obsessed with studies. The biggest thing we need to be obsessed with is doing our own meta-analysis of studies or looking at meta-analyses of studies. Looking at one study is not scientific, okay? What is scientific is looking at the body of work. Let's say there's a body of work on what makes the best NFL player, and these are studies. And then we have to take that and we have to look at what's happened in the NFL in the last 50 years. What are the strength coaches doing? What are the results yielding? So there's an interplay there between a meta-analysis of studies and research and what's happening in the gym, in the sport. And to be to truly put together an intelligent opinion, we have to look at all the research and all that's happening in the sport. The people that want to look at lifting and just look at all the research, but set that aside and not look at what is actually happening in the real world or the last 80 years of lifting, that's not completely scientific. Andre, if I only do moderate volume and moderate intensity, will I make the best progress? As long as you have progression in the mix, yes. You will make good progress over the course of 5 years. But you have to have a focus on progress. Thoughts on Julius Maddox hitting 765 raw bench? Utterly ridiculous. It is. It's completely ridiculous. It completely, resets what we think about as possible. There was a guy, like the best previously was like 700. Then we got this guy that steps up and does like 765 bench press. Like he completely destroys the last, the complete history of the bench press and what we believe is possible. So I got to tell you, it's mind blowing. It's unexpected. It's utterly ridiculous. And the only thing that it will result in is more bench presses over 700. When I was training for a 2,000 pound powerlifting total, only 80 people had hit it. Since then, it's probably like 2 or 3 times as many people now. The more a sport advances, the more people start to see they can do things, and then the more these things start to happen. So the challenge is good for all of us. Streetport, 193 weight, 300 bench, 405 squat, 500 deadlift. Is that beating up my body? No, that's really good. Can you maintain that into your 40s and 50s? That's kind of the maintaining range. That's reasonable. 315 bench, 400 squat, 500 deadlift. That's beyond that. When you get into your 50s and 60s, then if you're going to be stronger than that, you might risk, depending on the individual, obviously, but you might risk beating up your body a little bit more. But that's definitely a sustainable weight. Chess, if I don't spam, my question doesn't appear. Chess, I'm going to block you either way when this video is done. And if you would be an adult and play like an adult and say, hey, he's not seeing my question, I'm going to be a dipshit and fucking spam his channel and his live video and be an ass cunt.
You can't say this.
I can say whatever I want. He's being an ass. You could be a man and go over to Instagram and message me your question, because anybody that knows me knows I do these videos, and I encourage people, if I miss your question, to post it up in Instagram. And you know what? I answer every question in Instagram. But you're going to be a fucking asshole.
All day and night.
You can go fuck off, because I'm going to block you. The end. Let's see. Alpha Destiny training methods. I don't know. What you need to do is follow my training methods, right? People ask me what I think about so-and-so's training methods. What about my training methods? I have a philosophy, and I'm not discounting them, right? I have a philosophy for a reason. I don't know how he trains. I don't follow how he trains. I know he does specific lifts. He's very strong. I respect him, but I follow my training methods, and I encourage you to do so as well. And you know what? This has been kind of a really crazy live with a couple of circus characters in here. The last asshole calls it gay tube, some homophobic comment. I'm just going to tell you, chess cheater, go rightfully fuck off. And everybody else, I love you and I appreciate your support. Thank you guys, and have a great day.